Alright, my name is 𝕊𝒏𝒌 and you're my buddy, you're watching 𝕊𝒏𝒌 Tech. Let's get right into it. So today I'll be showing you guys how you can utilize your Stream Deck, whether it's the smaller one like mine or whether it's the Extreme Deck Large, whichever one it may be. This will work. Okay, it will also work if you're using the ATEM Mini Pro ISO, the ATEM Mini Pro, whichever ATEM you're using, it does not matter. This should work just fine. And what this process will allow you to do is to be able to control your ATEM Mini Pro ISO without having the ATEM Mini Pro close to you. You'll just need this right next to you and be able to change the camera, be able to change multi-view, preview, like literally do anything that you can do on the ATEM Mini Pro ISO through this. And what this will allow you to do is to have a clean desk or a clean table while you're recording your videos or your podcast or while you're streaming, so that you're not having to have the ATEM Mini Pro so close to you with all the cameras and all the attachments to it. Okay, so with that being said, let's get right into it and show you guys how to do this. First things first, I'm gonna have to obviously connect to the USB-C cable. This is the same Stream Deck that I was using at my studio for the podcast, but I brought it with me home because I do not have one at home, and I thought what a better way to show you guys. I might do another video showing you guys how my home studio setup is, because my home studio setup is a little bit I might have went overboard with it. Okay, but I will be showing you guys in another video how I have this whole thing set up, and maybe that will inspire somebody. This is literally where I spend the majority of my time editing videos for clients, because I run my own video production business and photography business. So this is literally where I do all my editing and stuff. So I had to make sure that everything's streamlined. Right now I only have one Stream Deck, but I do plan on buying another Stream Deck. Future 𝕊𝒏𝒌 right here. You're probably like, what are you doing wearing a whole different outfit for a tutorial video? Like, what? This is not a fashion show. Well, I made a big mistake when I was recording the last tutorial that I really think you might want to hear me out. Okay, but for those of you who are like, nope, I'm not interested, I'm here for the tutorial and the tutorial only, I'll make sure to timestamp this video so that way you can just skip to the next timestamp where we will get into the tutorial. But I really think it will be beneficial for you to hear me out, because this is a mistake that I would not wish on my worst enemy. Okay, so long story short, I recorded the tutorial. I put in so much time and effort, bro. I really made sure that I followed every step in a way that I'm not going to be losing any one of you guys, to make sure that the steps are clear and everything's shown properly and everything. And then I was like, I saved it, and then I was like, I'll edit this later. When later came and it was time for me to edit the tutorial, well, I kind of messed up. Okay, there was a bit of a glitch on one of the footage that I really needed, because without that footage the whole tutorial was kind of useless, because that's how important that footage was to me. The mistake that I made was I used a software that was new to me, that I really did not know much about, other than it did what I wanted it to do. I was not expecting it to have a glitch or none of that. Okay, so the mistake is that's the mistake that I made, and I really regret it. And the lesson that I learned from this is, when you're doing an important project that takes you so long, project that you put a lot of effort into, do not use something that is experimental or something that is new to you, that you're not 100% sure how it will come out, or if it's going to have any glitches or things like that. Go with what is familiar to you. Go with something that has been tested and it's good to go. Okay, especially if you're doing a project for a client. Oh my days, if this was for a client, I would be screwed, bro. I would have to refund them and basically apologize to them, or try to find another way to make sure that I don't lose this client. Okay, and I really hope that you learn from my mistake. With that being said, let's get into this tutorial now. Okay, let's get right into it. So first things first, we have to make sure that our ATEM Mini Pro ISO, or whatever ATEM that you're using, is connected to the same network as your desktop. Okay, that is how the Stream Deck is going to be able to directly communicate with the ATEM Mini Pro ISO. It's over the network. I'm a visual person, so I'm going to show you guys a visual representation of how I have mine set up. My ATEM Mini Pro ISO connected to the same network as my desktop. Okay, let me show you guys that. So this is my internet modem. I have a cable, Ethernet cable, going from the modem directly into the Ethernet switcher. From the switcher, I have one Ethernet cable going directly into the ATEM, and then another one going directly into the desktop. This is exactly how I have mine set up. So this is my Ethernet modem, and then from the modem, there's a cable that goes directly into the switcher, and then from the switcher I have a cable going directly into the ATEM, and then another cable going directly into the switcher. 𝒊𝒏𝒌 right here. If your internet modem has enough space for you to connect the PC and the ATEM directly, then you don't need the switcher. The switcher is not a must-have. I have it because I do use it for other devices that need internet connection for me to be able to utilize them properly. Okay, that's how I have mine set up. This makes sure that the ATEM is on the same network as the desktop, and then I have the Stream Deck connected to the PC, so that way everything is connected this way. So that's how I have mine set up. Once all that is taken care of, what we need to do is download the companion app onto our desktop or laptop, whichever one you're using. To do that, we need to download the companion app. I'll put the link in the description of this video, so just click on that link and it will take you directly here. Once you click on download, it's going to bring you to a page where you are going to be prompted to create an account if it's your first time. If you already have an account, you're just going to sign into it. But majority of you are going to need an account because you're new to this, I would assume. Okay, in my case, I'll just click on login. Once you are logged in, you will be brought to this page right here. What we need to do is click on download, and then you'll be brought to this right here. It will show you all the different products that 𝒊𝒏𝒌 has made. But in our case, we need the companion app. Okay, this is the one that we need. As you can see, there are different versions of this companion app. This one is experimental, meaning that it's new. They're just experimenting with it. It also means that you might have some glitches, way more glitches than the other two. And this one is also a beta. It hasn't been tested enough. It's still in the beta stage. Okay, meaning that you might also have some more glitches. Okay, but in our case, we're just going to go with the stable one because you are way less likely to have any glitches or any issues with this one than this one. Okay, so what we need to do is click on this right here. Once you click on whichever version that you choose, it's going to prompt you to choose which operating system that you're using. In my case, I'm using Windows, so I'll just go ahead and click Windows, and then it's going to ask you where you want to save it. Just save it somewhere. It doesn't really matter where you save it as long as you can remember where you saved it. So I would recommend just saving it onto the desktop or somewhere easy for you to get to. Okay, in my case, I'm not going to save this because I already have this downloaded. Since this is the second time I'm doing this tutorial, I almost crashed this tutorial when it didn't work out the first time. But anyways, I'm just going to close it because I already have that downloaded. If for whatever reason you're not able to find where you saved it, if you're using Chrome, what you can do is just click up here and then go to download, and then you'll be able to see all the things that you've downloaded. Okay, I downloaded mine yesterday, so it's right here. And then what you can do is just click on this folder looking thing right here, and then it will take you directly wherever you saved it. It doesn't matter where you saved it, it will take you right there. Okay, that's the beauty of this. And then once you find wherever you have it saved, you're just going to go ahead and double click on it, and then it will prompt you, do you want to download this for everyone? I will just say yes, and then you're going to hit next. And then it's going to prompt you, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? I would say go ahead and click yes. Trust me, this is not a software that's going to mess up your computer. It's not a virus. So just go ahead and click yes. And then once you click yes, it's going to show you where it will be saved, the companion app files. Just leave it as it is and then click install. Okay, in my case, I will not do that because I already have it downloaded, since this is the second time that I'm doing this tutorial, since the first time it had that glitch. Once it's done downloading, there will be a checkbox that says run after it's done downloading, something along that line. I'll just leave that box checked off, so that way as soon as you close that window, it will start the 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄 companion app. Okay, if for whatever reason you unchecked that and it did not start, all you need to do is go to your start window, and then you're just going to type companion on the search, and then you will be able to see it right here. Okay, and then just click on it. It will open like this. What you need to do is under GUI interface, we are going to click on that, and then on the bottom it will have Ethernet 2, and then it will have an IP address. That IP address is very important. We're going to come back for that, but for now we are going to click on that one. Okay, it will say Ethernet 2 IP address, whichever your IP address, and then it will say wired. Your IP address might be different from mine. Well, I'm not going to be showing you guys my IP address, but it will say Ethernet, and then it will end with wired. Choose that, and then under there, leave it as it is. Okay, do not change this, and then start minimized run at login. What that means is that if you are somebody that's going to be using this 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄 companion app a lot, then I would encourage you to check these boxes off, so that way as soon as you log into your computer, 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄 companion app will start itself and then minimize. Okay, in my case, I'm at my home studio. I'll not be using 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄 companion app as much. I will be using it a lot at my studio, but not at home. So in this case, I'll just leave it as it is, and then we are going to click on launch GUI. Once we click on that, it's going to open this right here. It will take us to this website. Mine is already connected because again, I did this tutorial already, but what I'm going to do is remove mine. Okay, I'll remove mine, but in your case, what's going to happen is you will be able to see the ATEM Mini Pro ISO or whatever ATEM that you're using, and then it will say disconnected, or it will show an error somewhere around here. Let me show you guys. Or for whatever reason, if you are not even seeing anything here, then what you can do is on here, what you need to do is add the ATEM, whatever ATEM that you're using manually. Okay, like I'm going to do right now. We'll just type under add connections, we'll just type ATEM, and then it will be the first one, Blackmagic Design ATEM. Click on that, and then this is what you might be seeing when you first got here. Okay, if for whatever reason again you're not seeing any of this, check here. Okay, over here where it says disabled, okay, warning, if these are all unchecked like this, they're grayed out like this, it could also mean that is why you might be seeing this, something like this. I highly doubt that will be the case, but if it is the case, then to fix that, you just need to click on here, make sure all of these are enabled like that, so that way you will be able to see it when it's disabled, when it's okay, when it has a warning, when it has an error. Okay, that's what these here are for. Okay, let's move on. So now what we need to do is manually connect the ATEM to the 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄 companion app. Okay, to do that, once we have selected the ATEM, you will notice that this edit connections tab has appeared. Okay, if for whatever reason you're on this and you're not seeing it, what you need to do is just click on this right here under module or under ATEM, just click on that, and then you will see the edit connections tab. Leave it manual, and then what you need to do is under model, we are going to manually choose our ATEM. Okay, whichever ATEM that you're using. In my case, I'm using the ATEM Mini Pro at home, and then I have the ATEM Pro ISO at the studio. Okay, so we're going to choose our ATEM, and then under short name or whatever, we'll just leave it as it is. We'll leave that as it is. We'll leave that as it is. Here's the key important thing. Okay, what we need to do is get the target IP address. Okay, the target IP address is not the one from 𝒊𝒏𝒄𝒄. It's not the one from here. Okay, do not use this IP address, whatever IP address that you're seeing here. What we need to use is the IP address that the ATEM is on. To find that, we need to open the software for the ATEM. Okay, for whatever reason, if you do not have this ATEM software controller, I'll also put the link in the description of this video so that you can download it. I also have another video where I actually show you guys how to download this and all that stuff. I'll link that video as well in case you're not able to download this on your own and it's too much for you. If that's the case, I'll put a link to a video where I show you guys how to do that. But to grab the IP address for our ATEM, what we need to do is open the ATEM controller app software, and then under file we are going to go connections. Okay, under connections you'll see there's an IP address that's shown right there. Okay, this is what we need. This is the IP address that we need to input into here. So what I would recommend doing is minimizing this like that, and then just move it right next to your thing right there. I'm going to move myself back here. Okay, so what we need to do is scroll down to where it says target IP address, and then take this target IP address and then put it right here, and then we'll just type it like that. I know it's kind of hard to read because it's grayed out, but get close if you need to. Okay, boom. Once you put that in, let's make this big now. So once you do that, what we need to do is just save. Do not change any of this stuff unless you know what you're doing. Okay, I would just not change it. Mine, I don't use anything to be able to control the camera, for none of that. Okay, just leave everything as it is and then click save. Once you click save, you should be able to see this check mark, which represents as the ATEM is connected to the 𝒊𝒏𝒌 companion app, and we are good to go. Okay, but again, if you're running into any issues like you are not able to see this, or it's like something like this or anything like that, just make sure you just have all these enabled, and make sure that you're using the IP address from the ATEM software controller. This is the IP address that we need. Make sure that you're using that, not any other IP address. Okay, if you guys run into any issues with this, just leave a comment and I'll try to look into that, whatever issue that you're having. Okay, now the fun begins. Okay, now we're gonna have so much fun creating the buttons. Okay, so once you get to this buttons page, you'll notice that there's a lot more buttons than you actually need or your actual Stream Deck has. If that's the case, don't panic. You can change it or you can just ignore it if you know the limit of your Stream Deck. Okay, just count the amount of buttons that your Stream Deck has and then stay within that. Mine, it only goes up to here, so I can just choose to stay under there. But if you are somebody that's like, no, this is too much, I want these buttons to be gone, then all you need to do is click on configuration wizard, and then it will hit next, and then here's where you can change it. Okay, in my case, if I wanted to change it, I would put 3 there and then 5 there. Okay, to find out what the limit is, you can just look at your Stream Deck right here, count 1 2 3 4 5, and then 1 2 3. Okay, if yours has way more, then just count them, and then you would put the rows and then the columns. Okay, and then hit next and leave this as it is. Next. Don't worry about setting up the password, just hit next and then apply and then finish, and then you'll notice that now it got rid of all those other buttons and it's only focusing on this right here. If there's a line like this, just ignore it, don't worry about it, but at least now all those other crazy buttons are gone. Before we create any buttons, let me show you guys my ATEM output. Okay, so this is my ATEM output right now. As you can see, I have only 2 inputs. One is camera 4, which is my clean feed from this camera right here, and then on camera 2 I have a feed from the desktop. Okay, that's how I have it set up. So what I'm going to do is create a button where if I press that button, camera 2 will go into program, and then I'll create another button. When I press that button, it will take camera 4 and put it into program. Okay, it will kick out whatever is in camera, it will kick out whatever is in program, and then camera 4 will go there. And then we're going to create another set of buttons where once I press that button, it will take camera 2 and put it into preview. okay, not into program but into preview. And then I'll create another button. When I press that button, it will take camera 4 and put it into preview, okay, and that's how I'm going to do it. But you can take the same steps and just do it multiple times to have each input, like camera 1, camera 2, camera 3, camera 4. That's how I would do it, but in my case I'll just do it for that. The process is pretty much the same. Okay, so let's do this right now. Okay, so we'll get back to here. What we need to do is click on wherever we want those buttons to appear. So in my case, I want this here to be for camera 2. Okay, camera 2. So we're going to click on that, and then here you will see, if you click on this arrow, you'll see regular button, page up, page number, page down. Okay, but we'll just click on here, which will create a regular button for us. Okay, and then button text here, we will just type whatever we want to call it. In my case, I want camera 2 and then program. Okay, do it however you're going to know what that button is going to do for you. Once you put the name, you will notice that if we look at our Stream Deck right here, that button is already appearing right here. Okay, that's pretty awesome. It's immediate, there's no delay, none of that. Okay, so if we go back here, once you give the name, you can change the size of the text, you can change the text color, you can change the background color. So for instance, let me change this to blue. Okay, if I show you guys right here, you will notice that it changed to blue. The same with the text color. Okay, the same with the text color, but I'm going to put it back to black. And then here, this right here, the top bar, it's talking about this line that's showing up on here, right here. This same line will also show up on your Stream Deck. Okay, right there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's right here. Okay, this is the yellow line. Okay, but if you want to get rid of that to have more real estate, to see the text or whatever you have on there clear, you can just click on hide, and then it will take that out, and then all it will show is whatever text that you input there. And then these options here will allow you to place the text wherever you want. You could keep it in the center or not. Another cool thing is you can import your own PNG. You will be able to, by just clicking on this here and then choosing the PNG that you want to show up on there. Note, it will have to be PNG. If it's anything else, it will not work. And here's actually what they recommend, the size that you use for this. Okay, once you do that, just leave this as it is. In our case, we're keeping things simple, so ignore all of this. Ignore all of that, and then we're going to go into press actions. Okay, under here we are going to click on the folder. Once we click on the folder, we're going to go to ATEM. The internal, if you're just curious, the internal is just for the Stream Deck internally and all that stuff, changing settings on the Stream Deck, but we are not messing with any of that. We're just working on the Stream Deck. Okay, so what I'm looking for from this list of things, all of these are things that you can change, is the input. Okay, so let's find it. This is right here. This is what I'm looking for. Set program input. Once you click on that, you will notice it will appear on here. But once you click on it once, just leave it as it is and then click done, or just close it. And then when you get back here to the press actions, you will notice that the set input is imported. And then here's where you can select what input that you want that action to be associated with. In my case, it's camera 2, not camera 1. So what I'll do is put it on camera 2. So that means anytime that I press this button, it will take that input and put it into the program. Okay, so what this button will do is anytime that I press that button, it will take camera 2 and put it into program. So now we're going to create another button for camera 4. To do that, we'll just click on create button, and then here we'll put cam 4 program. Okay, and then you can change this as you want. This time, instead of clicking on the folder, we'll just click on this right here, set program input, and then it's right there. And instead of keeping it camera 1, I'm going to choose camera 4. Okay, And the cool thing is there's all of these are things from the ATEM, so you can choose the color bar, color 1, color 2, media 1, all that stuff. Okay, but in our case we're keeping it simple, so we'll just choose camera 4. And then once you have that done, okay, so that's how you do the inputs. Okay, so that's how you do the inputs. Let's say I wanted to do it in a way that camera 2 will go into preview if I press this button, and then I will create another one where if I press it, it will put camera 4 in preview. To do that, I will just go to wherever you want the button to be, create, and then camera 2 preview, and then the same thing goes. Instead of clicking this here, we are going to click on the folder because we need to import the preview input. Okay, and then we will scroll down until we find it, which is right here, set preview input, and then click OK, and then that's that, and then you will choose the camera, which in this case it's camera 2. And then now if we go back to here, we can create another one, camera 4. Let's do that, and then we'll just test both of them the same time. Camera 4 preview. Okay, and since we already added a preview action, we can just click on here, and then we can choose the preview action, and then click here, and then choose camera 4. Okay, now that's done, we can go ahead and test them. So now this is my camera 4. It's in full preview. It's just the way that I have it set up. I'm not able to record the ATEM output by itself the way I want it to, so that's why I have it set up like this. But if you press the button that you programmed to go into program, it will go into that. So this button is right now, if I press this button, this is what you're seeing. Camera 4 is in full preview. If I press this button, it will take me to the multi-view because I have camera 2 plugged back into the ATEM itself as an input. Don't ask me why I have it like that. So now the next thing that I need to do is if I click here, this time it will take camera 4 and put it into preview. Okay, as you can see right now, camera 2 is both in program and in preview. But if I press this button that we just programmed as a preview for camera 4, it will put camera 4 in preview. Okay, another action that I want to add is the fade. So that way when you're done recording the podcast and you want it to fade out, let's add that option on here. Okay, to do that, we'll just choose where we want that button to be. We'll keep it as regular button. We'll just type, give it a name, whatever you want to name it. Under press actions, we're going to click on the folder, and then we're going to click on ATEM, and then we are going to find the fade to black right here. Not the first one, not the one that says change rate, but the one that says, where is it? Yes, right here, the one that says run auto transition. Okay, done. And with this one, you don't really need to do anything. As soon as you press that button, you will notice it will turn to black, just like that. Okay, and then to bring it back, you just press it again, and then it will bring back. Okay, this is actually making things easy for me as I do this recording itself. I'm using the buttons as I go. On here is these two buttons, program view and multi-view, and these are very useful because while I'm recording and I'm talking to my guest, sometimes I want to just not have all these multi-views showing up on there. I want to just show the program and not all these multi-view. I'll be able to just press this program button, and boom, now whatever is in the program is being shown on full screen. And then while I'm making the cuts, right now we're not going to worry about this camera and the setup or all that stuff. It's just an example. But while I'm making the cut, this is what's being recorded in the cuts. Boom, that's good. And then to make sure that the SD card is still recording, which it is, but if I wanted to just make sure of that, I just press the multi-view. Boom, we'll go back, and as you can see, it's still recording. Okay, so the process is pretty much the same. So you just go here, you do the same thing, you create a button, and then you give it a name, program full V. I'm doing terrible with naming these, but you get the point. Okay, so you're going to click on the folder, click on ATEM, and then for that it's source ux/source. Okay, what this action allows you to do is basically take that source and then put it into full display. I'll be able to just press this program button and boom, now whatever is in the program is being shown on full screen. Whatever it is, it will just go into full display. Okay, so if you choose camera 1, for instance, it has camera 1 in full display. That means every time that you press that button, it will take camera 1 and put it into full display. So that's basically how you do it. If I try to go through all the actions and show you guys all of it, it's going to take way longer, and this video is already way too long. I don't want to make it even longer than it is, but if people are really interested in wanting to know more about this and want me to do more videos on this, please just let me know. But yeah, this, I think people will either get it or it will just confuse people, because this is not an easy thing. It really took me hours and hours to figure out how this whole thing works, and even making this tutorial took me so long because there's just so many things that you gotta explain and it's just too much. But I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video thumbs up. Okay, let me know if you have any other questions. If you have simple questions, whatever, just comment below and I will try my best to answer your questions. Okay, with that being said, I really hope that you've benefited from this video. If you did, please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a thumbs up. Peace out.